Previously on Honkai Star Rail.
You will go into battle with a Titan nearly at the zenith of their powers. And when that happens, the glory of slaying a god will also be presented before you.
That's me! Grant me an end! Infinity warrior! Corpus Venus!
No.
I am ready for this. I will shoulder the burden of divinity alongside the both of you.
Yeah, creating dramatic value. Isn't that what you're most obsessed with?
Fugue is pretty. And now, the exciting continuation of Honkai Star Rail. And we're back. Hi, my name's Charles, and I'm playing through the 3.0 storyline of Honkai Star Rail. Last episode, we defeated Kremnos the Strife Titan. There was a cutscene that was kind of incomprehensible where Tribi did something and the sword did something and stuff exploded and then Kremnos was dead. But Mighty was a nice Mighty and gave Phainon the core flame, and he's currently preparing himself to receive that core flame in some kind of ceremony. And in the way that Honkai Star Rail often does, it's just jumped us to a completely different storyline where the Herta is trying to get in contact with Noose for some reason. And every like fiber in my being wants me to pronounce Noose as Nouse, but it's apparently Noose. So, without much further ado, let us jump back in, because I'm curious to see what happens next, let's be honest.
This is the audience system? Hi, it looks just like the simulated universe.
Keen observation. They share the same fundamental logic and are pretty much identical in that regard.
Ah, I see. We call this referencing and not appropriation, right?
One more stupid remark from you, and you can watch Fifth Mirror reference your role, because I'm going to be dropping you as my assistant. Focus now. The audience system is divided into 3 zones: energy supply, computing, and communications. Each zone operates independently and will only be integrated via the path of erudition when the system is booted. Sending a message to Droid Head involves more intricacies than you can imagine. If routine trials and maintenance on such an elaborately sophisticated system are already as bad as squaring circles, then it's no surprise for glitches like this to crop up.
I see. So, Madam Herta, can you use your professional judgment to tell which zone the glitch is in?
Of course. All 3. No sweat. They'll be up and running again after some simple technical tweaking. The 3 zones are compartmentalized, so we're going to have to troubleshoot them one at a time. Let's start with the energy supply zone. Get ready, and then we'll go over.
I'm just a mirror, Madam Herta. If you're ready, then your reflection in me will also be ready to go. Brr, why is this energy supply zone so cold? I'm already frosting up.
Why else? I've converted the energy core that supplies all of Herta Space Station into imaginary state and stored it in this zone. If not for the ultra-low temperature here, the space station would have long blasted up into the sky.
But aren't we already in the sky?
You're just a mirror? I don't need you to take on comic relief, too. Where did those things come from? Corrupted data? Reanimated systemic rust? No, not likely. It can't be the Legion's second ambush, right? Whatever. We have to get rid of them anyway. All right, stay close and try to avoid shattering to pieces.
Alright, the mirror has gone away, sadly.
Take a look.
This is pure genius in action.
So I guess what we're supposed to do here is just wander through the zone and kill all the signs of corruption. Also go back up to full speed.
It's all yours!
Open sesame.
Amazing. But then again, it's me we're talking.
What are those achievements? I guess I'll find out. Oh, there's a memory bubble over there. Me-mem, me-mem. Me-mem, memory bubble.
Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
Endless riddles. Nothing but a point. Time to twirl! Time to twirl! This big diamond! It's all yours!
Okay.
And Madame Herta never fails to impress. Those things are no match for you.
A piece of cake. Now that this place is cleaned up, let's set everything in order and move on to the next zone.
What's this, ma'am?
Looks like one of those memory bubbles. It's not worth that much attention. You'll find many more in other zones.
Is that so?
Okay, so the memory bubble was just narrative event. There's nothing else around here. Let us continue on. Curiouser and curiouser.
What in the... How did all these disgusting bugs get in here?
We're going to need out-of-this-world computing capability if we hope to meet Droidhead. If we can't churn out calculations faster than a Yottaflop's computer, then we can forget about having them notice our existence. But computers with too high a computing capability tend to attract computing stings like them. No one knows how these creatures evolved from their progenitor, the propagation.
Ah, the mysteries of life. But even so, they can't compare to a talking mirror. A question on the side, Madame Herta? You have these powerful supercomputers and what are they normally programmed to calculate?
Is that important? All that matters is that they work and are able to attract Droidhead's attention.
I suggest meeting Miss Asta for a chat when you have time.
Okay, so... my computer is full of bugs.
Take a look. This is pure genius in action. Expand your thinking.
Time to twirl!
No dirty tricks. Spend freely. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Amazing. But then again, it's me we're talking about.
Take a look. This is pure genius in action.
So just running around killing these things? I wonder if this memory bubble is going to be any more interesting than the previous one.
Expand your thinking.
Time to twirl!
Watch your head.
Endless riddles. Nothing but a boy. Time to twirl!
Ew, yuck! Help me! Goo from those bugs got onto my reflective surface.
Clean up after yourself. Can't you just wipe it off with your hands?
Ah! Good one there.
With those annoying bugs squashed, we're done fixing the computing zone too. These computers will get up to speed soon. Now we're just one final step away from requesting an audience with Droidhead.
Our last stop is the communication zone?
Oh? You have a good memory. Let's go see what's wrong in that zone.
There's a memory bubble here, too.
Why are you so interested in it?
Okay, I'll admit it. I find them somewhat creepy.
Okay, so... through to the final of the 3 zones?
What's all this? I didn't think your puppets would be in here too, Madam Herta.
Unsurprisingly, the communication zone is where a bridge for communication will be formed between Droid Head and the space station. Aggregating the path energy of the erudition, then firing a bond at the Eon. This is as good as tapping someone on the shoulder who's sure to turn back to look at you. Alas, our work is never this simple. Putting aside all that onerous legwork, a single glance from Droid Head could vaporize the entire space station if we're ill-prepared.
I see. So letting the space station go into hibernation is a protective measure of sorts. To prevent it from slipping into operational overload and turning into a scrap world?
Very perceptive for a mirror.
Mirror C. And here, mirror 2. Though I neither have eyes nor ears. This zone seems to be functioning fine. These puppets are doing their job, and I don't see any obvious malfunction.
Things may look fine only on the surface.
Madam Herta, behind you. Huh? What does she want?
Let me take a look. This puppet should be number 2757.
How did you tell?
Shh! Don't distract me when I'm checking the puppet's parameters. 2757. That's strange.
What's wrong? Madam Herta?
The replica personality module is off. Well, that can't be. This parameter is set to be enabled by default, and the utterly absurd module has also been disabled? Something's definitely wrong here. I checked a couple days ago and made sure every puppet has it switched on. The attack, anything, everything module
No, wait. Why do you even have such presets?
is enabled. Intruder detected. Drats. Come and help me, Mirror. Anything, everything, attack! These are hermetic remnants of the Remembrance? So they were the ones that corrupted and tampered with the settings of my puppets? Time to twirl!
I guess that explains the presence of the memory bubbles.
Action before? Open sesame.
Egad! What a close shave! But why are these remembrance names even showing up here?
That's not the only one. Look at them. Number 7631 and number 10136 are affected too.
Can't you do a factory reset on them?
Sorry to disappoint. The Absolutely Not module has been enabled, so not even I get to bypass its permissions. Whoopsie.
What were you really trying to achieve with these creations?
Just some toys to amuse myself with. Finding the source of the corruption can wait. These puppets no longer have use now that I'm here. Take them all out. Defective goods ought to be sent back to the repair center.
I urge you to go easy on them for the sake of the space station.
Okay, so I'm just gonna wander around killing copies of myself. I guess sometimes you gotta do that.
Is that it? I was expecting something. This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl! Amazing. But then again, it's me we're talking about.
Indeed.
Is that it? Feeling baffled. Endless riddles. Nothing but a boy. Time to twirl! This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
They're completely battered, save for their heads.
Well, never strike someone in the face. The same goes for puppets.
I did
I'm
kind of
keeping
bash them on
signals
top of the
for more
head.
Puppets somewhere further in. Let's go take a look.
A memory bubble, tucked away this far in.
I think I know what this is about now. This is interesting. But we can leave that for later. Let's take care of the malfunctioning puppets first.
Okay, going down to where Ruan Mei was doing her experiments.
Number 0988. The pride of my creations.
Should I even be curious?
Puppets before her were all as dull as brick walls, mundane and uninspired. I distinctly recall number 0988 being the first puppet I imbued with a magical surprise. Some other puppets that came later also got to enjoy similar privileges.
Good to know. But did anyone ask?
Fear not, Mira. You have to remember that being a genius means you're destined to solve challenge after challenge. There's no time for rest.
Can I just be on the sidelines this time? Pretty please.
Of course, mini boss fight.
Impressive. Almost. Open sesame. I don't have time for games. Expand your thinking.
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Time to twirl! What are you looking? Curiosity. Endless riddle. Nothing but a boy. Time to twirl! Open sesame. Watch it crumble.
Watch your head.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Expand your thinking. Time to twirl! I don't have time for games. Curiosity. Endless riddle. Nothing but a boy. Time to twirl! Open sesame. Watch it crumble.
And that was pretty straightforward.
That was close. I almost shattered.
But don't be melodramatic. Working even a single brain cell of mine to take out foes like her is an outright waste of my smarts.
That's okay, we could have done it on autoplay.
I take it we've taken care of the problem bugs in all 3 zones? Does that mean?
Not yet. There's something else we need to deal with. It seems we've had a little tag-along all this while.
You've got quite the sharp eye, Madam Herta. Would you like us to help?
Sure. Go ahead and summon the whole team, Fourth Mirror. Considering the gravity of our endeavor, we can't allow a little thief to spoil the show. Parasite of the Remembrance. Do you truly think your atrocious disguise can outwit the keen sight of a genius like myself? Once you're reflected in my mirrors.
And there they are.
You can forget about escaping.
Oh dear, this is bad. Right, stay alive, and again, I can strive. Retreat into the memory zone for now. I can always regroup and try again.
Someone hasn't been paying attention. Didn't hear me, did you? With those petty tricks of yours. Do you actually think you can slip away right under my nose?
Herta. Madam Herta, wait. What do you want with me? I'll spill it all. The garden's secrets, and what they're after. Everything. Please, just spare me.
Well, is that all you've got to say while your life is at stake? That's hardly worth anything.
Herta the Emanator is scary.
Need a little refresher? I am Herta, Genius Society number 83, the one to unravel the mystery behind the imaginary leakage phenomenon, and key holder of the imaginary implosion pulse. Do you honestly believe I'd seek any counsel from you?
Oh, she's added the imaginary implosion pulse thing to her resume now. That's scary as well.
Hush now. Keep quiet. This is my moment to shine, so just listen. You crept in here to steal Noose's memories, didn't you? And messing with my precious audience system is just a ruse to lure me here so I can lead you to them. What a shame. You're only a step away from completing the mission assigned to you.
Alright, this is also very much an image.
As if. Truth is, you never stood a chance from the get-go. Think I only have Fourth Mirror following me around? Oh, then you've let your guard down. Because her siblings have long been watching your every move. Now, let me think. What kind of punishment should I subject a brazen thief like you to? Oh, I know. You garden folk have a fondness for mirrors, huh? How about letting you enjoy some quality time with your favorite object? A mirror. As for the length of your punishment, let's keep it mildly punitive. How about 100th of a lifetime? That should be enough for some serious self-reflection.
Ba-ding-tish.
Oh, cheer up. You can still do your part for this world while trapped in a mirror. For all you know, your weak path energy could just help me get droid head looking this way. Oh, I should make myself clear. When I said 100th of a lifetime, I meant my lifetime. At long last, we can finally be at ease now that we've nipped those problems in the bud.
This is yummy.
Oh, cut that out! Those weird noises make me seem like I got a few screws loose. Put that little thief to sleep for now. We can decide her fate later.
Oh, sweet and venerable Madam Herta, when did your heart turn this tender?
The audience system has been rebooted. This is finally it. After all that I have done to reach you, droid head, you better not snub me.
Alright. So... Herta is a little bit scary. But I guess we should have expected that. In sort of the normal state of affairs, she's whimsical and playful and just sort of messes around, and you only just occasionally see her serious side. But now we've just really seen her serious side of the, oh yeah, she's an emanator.
The path space. This isn't a figment of the simulated universe, but a perfectly tangible and accessible space. Right. Now's not the time to wallow in nostalgia. Droid head, will you answer me? Madam Herta, we picked up some voices from the space. Let me hear them. Is this binary arithmetic? Could it be droid head? Wait. There shouldn't be a 2 in binary arithmetic. Is this some kind of prank? Madam Herta, we're hearing those voices again. What now? What should we do? Keep your cool, second mirror. What did they say this time? Play it again for me. Door? Locked? No. This isn't the voice of the path at all. What in the world is going on? Madam Herta, those lads outside seem to be discussing something interesting. Wanna listen in on them? Third mirror. Stop that nightmarish cackle. It's giving me goosebumps. Wait, did you say those lads outside? Could it be? Why don't you listen for yourself? This isn't right. I'm sure we've got intruders in the lab. Wait! Stop! Whatever you're about to do, no, don't even think about it. Whoever you are, you better not interrupt me right now. I must continue forward. Just a few more steps and I'll be able to see Droid Head.
Also, Welt's come to wake up Herta.
Is something wrong, Madam Herta? No, it's nothing. I was just thinking. Madam Herta? I think you'll want to listen to the voices from beyond this space. Wait. What are they up to? Is this the Harmony? Ridiculous. Hoping to stop me with such cheap parlor tricks? Not a chance. Presumptuous fellows. Who are you to interrupt Madame Herta's experiment? Let's ignore them and keep going. We haven't seen news yet. Forget it, Mirror. Let's just leave. Leave? Surely you're not suggesting we stop the audience experiment right now. That's beyond all reason, ma'am. We went through so much just to get here. And now we're just one step away from making contact with the Eon themselves. Please! You know how insanely costly it is to reboot the audience system. But if I were to ignore those two intruders and continue onward, when Droid Head casts their gaze upon the space station, the blast of energy generated in that instant is sure to burn them to a crisp. Experiments can always be repeated, but humans,
cannot be...
Oh, that's nice of her.
Oh, Madam Herta, so kind. I am truly a lucky mirror to have found the best possible master.
Enough! Don't use that nauseatingly fawning tone on me. Looks like I'll have to abort this prematurely again. But mark my words, Droidhead. I will be back for you.
Madam Herta? You're finally awake.
You two? Oh, my plan is ruined. And it's all thanks to you.
Your plan?
My sincerest apologies, Madam Herta. We weren't aware this was a part of your plan. The space station was in complete darkness when we arrived, so Sunday and I assumed something bad had happened. We continued further into the space station, hoping to find the cause of the blackout, and that's when we chanced upon your actual self.
How did you get in?
The door wasn't locked.
All right, fine. I am a person of reason, after all. You're not to blame for this. I am familiar with Mr. Yang of the Astral Express. But the one next to you?
Looks like Madam Herta doesn't pay much attention to cosmic news.
Please pardon my manners. It is unbecoming of me to forget the most basic of courtesies amid all that has happened. My name is Sunday, and I'm just a passenger of the Express.
And this, unremarkable passenger happens to be a Harmony Pathstrider? Do you take me for a child? In any case, I don't suppose you came all the way here just to check on how the space station is doing?
Well, we were worried for a moment there, but it's good to know the space station isn't in any kind of trouble. We're here because of Amphorius, Madam Herta.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh, something occurred to you?
No! I've told Himiko everything I know. Nothing about the world sounds right. Droidhead has cast their gaze upon numerous worlds in the past, and every one of them is etched in my mind. So how could I possibly not know about it? Perhaps those garden folks lied to you. Anyhow, I've looked up the name Amphorius in the simulated universe. Though clearly irrelevant results have already been filtered out, there's still an unbelievably long list of generated results. Something about how the Divine Amphorius team will swap out their current crest emblem for one in King Babaru's likeness in the next season. I hope that can be of some help to you.
We may as well take a look at it.
I still don't get it, though. Didn't the Astral Express already depart some time ago? Is that world so incredibly spectacular that it warrants this return trip?
Wait,
Well,
what?
that's because we're caught between a rock and a hard place. If Amphorius is indeed inextricably entwined with eons, paths, and even the erudition, we're going to need the wisdom of a genius to help us, especially now that we've seen the planet for ourselves.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Weld.
Elaborate a little on this rock and a hard place you're caught between.
We've lost all contact with two indispensable companions since they entered Amphorius. And that's not all. One of our other companions is suffering from a serious and inexplicable affliction.
Within Amphorius, at Carlfish's private bath chamber. Me, ma'am. They've been this excited for a while now. What did you feed them? More like they snuck food themselves. Forget it. You can skip the translation. I can somehow tell that none of that chatter's meaningful. It's almost time. The Chrysos heirs should be finishing up their preparations at the Vortex of Genesis. Let's go witness the core flame's return, when you're ready. And we've returned to the Trailblazers POV. Does that mean that the Herta quest is done? Yes, the Herta quest is done, and we have merged the 3 timelines into one. Hero, bear thy core flame, which I'm guessing is the last mission, because there is a to be continued, so maybe it's not, or maybe the to be continued is in fact the to be continued. I guess it's time to walk into the water, and here we go.
It's still early. Where to now?
O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy.
I hope you're okay, Trinon, after all those gates you had to open.
Your guests are here, Phainon. We can begin the ritual now.
Lord Mighty isn't here yet.
It's fine, Miss Caceres. He spoke to me already. I told him he should be nurturing his wounds, and that he shouldn't be worrying about all this comrades once-in-a-lifetime ascension ritual stuff.
That sounds off to me.
So, I'm ready to begin.
Teacher, show him the way forward.
Despite the myriad dark and endless nights that have gone by, the guidance of the prophecy is nevertheless as clear and bright as the first ray of dawn. Overthrow the gods, it declared. Restore the core flames, it declared. Bear the divine authority, it declared. Forge miracles, it declared. O prophecy, forgive us for this late tribute. We, Chrysos heirs, have striven to start the flame chase journey anew over these myriad nights. The seeds we sowed have finally yielded a good harvest. The 7th core flame needed for the miracle that once belonged to the great Lance of Fury, Nikador, shall now be returned by an elected hero of the Chrysos heirs, an upstanding citizen, a valiant warrior, and a noble soul. Please step forward, Phainon of Ides Elysiae. Recite with us.
O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy.
Surrender the core flame, Chrysos heir.
The Lance of Fury's constellation is illuminated. Why is the vortex this silent? Was it also like that in the past?
Patience, Phainon. Do not make us question this decision.
Lord Nias? I'm afraid he's not the person you know, Castorus. That is a manifestation of the prophecy, an echo of the Titan's divinity. It is here to examine the Titan's successor. Mortal who wishes to inherit my divine authority. Your strength and character have been thoroughly tested. Yet your will wavers. If you are to inherit Nikador's relentless fight against the unspeakable Black Tide, you must accept a trial of divinity. Prove that you possess an indestructible will, and vanquish the fears deep in your heart.
Vanquish the fears in my heart. So be it. No matter what obstacles you plan to put in my way, I'm ready to overcome them. For our prophesied tomorrow, I will become the god Amphorius needs.
Come with me, Phainon of Aegis Elysiae.
In fear, you shall abandon your mortal body, and in suffering, be reborn as a god. Wait for my return, my friends.
Lord Phainon is gone?
He has stepped onto the battlefield to fight a campaign that can only be won by him alone. All we can do is wait and have faith.
What a mysterious ritual. Is there really nothing we can do but wait? I don't know about the rest of them, but I don't like to just sit by and wait for my fate to be decided. What does Castorus have to say about this?
I pray you truly are prepared, Lord Phainon.
You seem worried.
I spoke at length with Lord Phainon before. There was hesitation in his words. The manifestation of the prophecy must have seen this. It saw Lord Phainon's heart wavering. Wherever he is, whatever he is fighting, I pray he makes it through this test.
What does Phainon have to say about this? Oh, she's asleep. Looks like she fell asleep. Presiding over this ritual must take quite a toll.
No, will succeed.
Well, you're the holder of the prophecy. You probably should know. Aglaya, what's on your mind?
Phainon steers his own fate. If he can conquer his fear and return as a demigod, we will be one step closer to the miracle that the prophecy promised.
What if he fails? What happens if someone claims a core flame but then fails this particular trial?
That would mean his time hasn't come yet, and that there is a more arduous mission for him to see through. You must have noticed by now. Every Chrysos heir here bears a flaw of sorts. Be it the curse of immortality, or the constant erosion of their humanity, or But not Phainon. He is a Chrysos heir without flaw. A perfect vessel for divinity.
He seems imperfect to me.
There will come a day when he leads everyone. Everyone we have left. Through the gates of the miracle.
That's a heavy burden. Hello, Mighty. Phainon said you weren't coming.
The constellation of the Lance of Fury is already illuminated. That must mean...
The core flame has been surrendered. The Lord Phainon's test isn't over yet. The prophecy sent an ambassador. They acknowledged Lord Phainon's strength and character, but had doubts about his strength of will. He must conquer his fear and prove himself to the prophecy.
I was right to be worried. I want to formally thank you, outsiders. Were it not for your aid, our campaign against Nikador would have been 100 times more arduous.
Isn't it nice to be polite?
Kremnoans revere strength and military might. But that does not mean we lack etiquette.
Mighty, what do you mean when you said you were worried?
They don't know yet? That guy has always been tormented by his past. I may not be the right person to tell you about him, but you must know his past if you are to continue fighting alongside Phainon.
Lord Mighty, please allow me.
Very well.
Before he was chosen by the prophecy, Lord Phainon had everything taken away from him. His home, his family, his close friends. Everything he once swore to protect. He became a hollowed shell in his youth, and the blazing flames of vengeance were the only thing sustaining him. The prophecy gave him a new mission, granting him a new life as a Chrysos heir. But which is more important to him? His new mission, or his desire for revenge? I'm afraid only he knows. No. Perhaps he himself is still struggling to get to an answer.
I acknowledge his strength, but fear is something not even the sharpest of swords can cut through. I hope you've toughened your resolve, Deliverer. Only a will as tough as stone can shatter the darkest nightmares.
Is something wrong? Don't keep me in suspense. Come on, tell me already. What did you see?
I just wanted to get a reaction out of you. Alright, I'll tell you. This card is the Deliverer.
Deliverer? What does that mean?
The interpretation is really long. Maybe I should just skip it. All you need to know is, this card means you'll be a hero, worshipped by all. You will protect this world and save lots and lots of people from scary enemies with your sword. Do you like the sound of that?
But...
What's the matter? This is a good card.
But I don't want to be everyone's hero. I just want to stay in this village with everyone I know. Grandpa and Grandma said the outside world is full of bad people. That's why they're always at war. Who wants to save bad people like them? I can be a hero, but only our village's little hero.
Well, little hero, if the day comes for us to say goodbye to ID Silizii, could you become a deliverer then?
Do I have to leave the village?
Mm-hmm. If something like that happens, someone will have to save the world.
Then I'll...
I'm just teasing you. Don't worry. ID Silizii is a peaceful place. Bad people won't reach us here. Are you going home already? If you're not in a hurry, should we go play with the fairies again?
Oh, fairies! Okay, I love playing with them. I'll win back the wooden sword I lost to them.
Look
Look at how excited that got you. Let's go then. May this world never have need for a deliverer.
Okay, shit's getting ominous. Some system hours ago aboard the Astral Express. Pom-Pom, have you prepared our meals already?
Of course the food's ready. March isn't feeling well, so Pom-Pom has specially prepared the conductor's special bland meal that'll be easy on her stomach. Can you bring it to her, Himiko?
Gladly. Why don't we also get her,
No coffee when she's already feeling unwell.
I guess you're right. March, I'm coming in, okay? Uh-oh. To be continued.
It's still early. Where to now?
Stay tuned to find out what happens next in the upcoming installment. So they've left us on several cliffhangers here. Although we did get a nice new Eidolon for Remembrance Trailblazer. And we got a new Nameless Recollection. Which we can go and record in the book. Whose visage comes into view? So that's Castorisk, Phainon, Treeby, and Aglaya. So I think most plot relevant right now is probably Phainon. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories, as I've written. That lost voyage. In Amphorius, untitled statues are a prevalent sight. As for the inspiration behind these statues, they are said to be the clay figures that Kefali made at the world's creation. They made clay figures in their likeness, bestowed upon them the breath of life, and allowed the golden divinity of their blood to course through. Thus, the very first mortals roamed the earth, receiving the god's mercy while realizing the sorrows of this world. In front of a statue, the people of the holy city beheld a man. Phainon of Idis Elysiae. He never spoke of his origins, only using this name to nonchalantly identify himself.
Not really his name, is it?
People cast sidelong glances at him, their minds swirling with doubt. The man merely responds with a breezy smile, neither confirming nor disproving their speculation. Phainon is a soldier, one with divinity coursing through his veins. Responding to the Goldweaver's rally call, he travelled long and far to reach the holy city, eager to bring light to the hero's path.
Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, where life too seems as small as a speck of dust.
Ballads reach him through the breeze as those soft voices meant for him, and he responds in kind.
No matter. My existence is of little consequence.
Idis Elysiae, the man's hometown, shrouded in secrecy, just like his past. Some have searched for that distant village, yet found it neither written about nor passed down through song. In every nostalgic reflection, the man crafted a vision of paradise with his exquisite poetry. Yet, Within the ancient texts of the Holy City, the history of that frontier village remains more obscure than the days to come. In the far-off future, the land of Amphorius will bear the marks of the hero's footsteps. With sword in hand, the man will inscribe an eternal mark in the Chrysos epic. Yet his real name may never be heard in this world again.
Losses are a constant on the Flame Chase journey.
Some too are losing themselves at the very beginning of their journey. He's the nameless hero. Alright. Oh wow, we get all of these? Alright, I'm gonna do this. Next, we'll do Tribby. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories, as I've written. The Guiding Light. In a corner of Okima, the newly arrived traveller stops for a moment. He rubs his eyes.
1, 2, 3? There's 3 identical children?
The 3 children have differing smiles. One is beaming, one has a shrewd grin, and one is smiling serenely. Yet each of them looks just as mysterious as the other 2.
Stranger, welcome to the Holy City. We will show you the way forward.
Tribios. The name has not been mentioned for some time. Only the elderly priests of Yanosopolis know the true significance of this name.
High Priest, please guide us once again as we spread our wings on this long journey.
As music from his hometown plays, the smiling children gather around the old man. They wish that the twilight breeze will carry away all tales of sadness. The end times looms like a dark cloud hanging over the holy city's residents and shrouding them with worry.
Hello, do you need our help?
Like torches dancing in the wind, the children illuminate the alley. They wipe away the women's tears, babies sleep amidst whispers. On the windowsill of those in prayer, their light footprints remain. The citizens call them the 3 pillars of Okima. Yet they simply shake their heads.
No need to be so somber. How about we play a game together? Guess who we are?
The 3 soared and landed in the front of the townsfolk.
You're Trian.
An old man says.
No, we're Trainan.
Trainan is the quietest of the trio.
Are you Trainan?
A young girl asks.
Wrong. We're actually Trian.
Trian is the most spirited of the trio.
Then you must be Tribby.
A child shouts.
You're right. Good job.
Tribby is as enthusiastic as she is adorable. It matters not whether they can tell the trio apart. Of most importance is their sincere smiles.
We will show you the path to take.
The children fly ahead, guiding the lost back to the main road. So you literally show people the right path to take?
You're lucky. You merely took a wrong turn.
The children flew before me. It was rare to see them so quiet.
However, there are many more unfortunate souls who have lost their direction in life.
Next act. Oh, we get 2 Tribbies. There was once a dying soldier on the battlefield who wished to bid farewell to his lover in a distant city far away. The child leaned towards the soldier and said nary a word as she listened to his final words of comfort. As for the other 2 children, they were in the city, beside a bed upon which a woman was lying in eternal rest, wailing uncontrollably. Not only do the 3 children share each other's senses, their souls are also interconnected. When one is filled with grief, the other two will burst into tears as well.
Perhaps we should tell you some happy tales instead.
The child wipes away her tears of reminiscence.
Our greatest talent is performing Emporius' nursery rhymes.
But those nursery rhymes have been told over and over that any literate child could recite them by heart.
How rude!
The child gently flicks my forehead.
You should be reflecting on the nursery rhyme author's heartfelt intentions instead.
In this lush land by God's chosen, giants raise their glasses in a toast. People commonly see the children riding on enormous flaming torches, looking like shooting stars blazing through the holy city.
How dangerous!
An old man worriedly wishes the children to stop.
Not Trinan.
The quiet child shakes her head.
That's Trian!
The exuberant child raises her hands.
Stop nagging!
The mischievous child pouts.
Can't I just play with something I've created?
Every child in the world loves to play, and Tribios is no exception. Every child in the world is afraid of pain, yet Tribios tries to act tough.
Initially, there were many more of us. The others have merely gone one step ahead.
The children swore they were already adults, yet when they carelessly hit the city gate, they cried out in pain together. The tripartite prophecy is but a distant ritual, and the Chrysos War a painful dream. Echoes from the Gate of Infinity occasionally jolt her awake, and the distant travels of her identical sisters sometimes inspire uncertainty within her. A new journey only begins when the previous one comes to an end. Despite time marching forward endlessly, the children always manage to stay true to their hearts. They are all that remains of one another, their senses intertwined, souls in communion. Alright, let's go with Castoris next. Twirling in fallen bloom. I see a sword that grants death, a shackle of destiny, next to the silver-haired girl worshipped at the demise's hallow. The sword stained with unknown blood lying shattered and snapped, the shackle chained pale wrists dotted in thickening rust. The priest asks with a shaking voice, "Upon whose fingertips will the butterfly perch?" The girl never answers, like death itself, wreathed in silent solemnity. People often say that dying is to meet the palm of the hand of shadow, and dreaming is to be brushed by their fingers a little. In the mirages where the girl petted death, she sees black waterfalls foaming and bellow, pouring down from a chasm in the sky where a solitary tower withstands tolerance shallow. When she wakes, she can still feel the water's freezing touch and the cacophonies billow, like the wail of the dead, the howls of beasts in confusion, delirium, and clamors hollow. The girl's embrace is not meant for the living. Thousands have entered the eternal sleep in her arms, granting to the dead solace and dignity. She mentions a ferocious warrior feared in battle.
She did not go with a smile, but to me she cursed. "Oh, life's end, how ugly you are, how despicable."
And from that day on, she adorned herself. Her dress, white as a radiant moon, became always dotted with flowery petals.
For if death cannot be avoided,
So says the girl.
I wish it could contain beauty more plentiful.
Among the manifold rites about death, the ones she knows with most intimacy are burial rites. One burial of unfamiliar countenance after another wherever she presided, from the angelic visage of a babe passed in the cradle to the despairing eyes of the mother drowning in sorrow. From the scars on a war-battered general's torso to the unending tears pouring from his bereft widow. Yet, she remembers not a single living human she had seen. Even in the mirror, she thinks her own face strange, with an alien glow. In the countless worlds buried in forgetfulness, the only thing she manages to gleam is a mockery to fate, a sarcastic whistle.
Stay alive.
When she cast aside the shackles and stepped beyond Idonia, a déjà vu most violent seizes her whole. Did she, perchance, conduct some previous escape? Illusions dance across her eyes. She had once drifted in an endless river, then drove her single boat out of the deluge. She had wandered in the battlefield covered in corpses, then recovered the path back to life. Why must she escape over and over again? She now knows the answer and quivers, for it is a ludicrous surmise. The woman embodying death walks this world only because she knows she must stay alive. But alas, at this time she knows not. See, that's annoying. I don't get to read the end of the goddamn thing because it doesn't stay up for long enough. Fuck you, UI. I mean, that was a good one. I wanted to get the end of it. I don't know what the last words were because I was reading it. Damn you. And now finally, Aglaya. Oh, she also gets 2 stories. Let's go for it. Seam of thread and cloth. Okama, a city that warriors look back upon before marching towards the battlefield, the holy city, the sanctuary of all the citizens. Just as the poets of the city have sung,
the epitome of magnificence, unbounded benevolence.
And the beauty of the holy city is like Aglaya herself, dressed in finery and of noble birth. She is the dressmaker of Okama, the one who weaves with golden threads.
But there's one thing she'll never be able to achieve.
A jealous whisper can be heard.
She will never be able to produce something seamless.
Golden threads quiver and a gentle wind rustles by her ear, but she maintains her silence. But others fan the flames. Is it so hard? Her scissors and rulers are better than any garment maker, sculpting forms as perfect as the gods themselves.
Lady Aglaya, grace our eyes with your most elegant creation.
Ingratiating words do not sit well with me, nor do duplicitous machinations.
Her gaze flits across the stoa, equally regarding each member of the public. Also, the fact that she said machinations instead of situations makes me feel better about all the words I've got wrong whilst, first off reading all these pages. They used to wonder, how exactly do her eyes perceive if something is not beautiful or not? As with the holy city that's perpetually bathed in light, how do people tell apart cozy mornings and frosty nights? For the weaver, the answer lies in her golden threads. Golden threads of the goddess of romance now serve as her hands and eyes. The colours of the world, intertwined with the undertones of human hearts, come flooding towards her. These golden threads are no less prideful than the master they now belong to.
As long as the thread has form, it is enough to craft seamless finery.
Be it stitched finely and tightly or cut cleanly with a single stroke.
Hardly a challenge. None of these pose a challenge.
The rhyme rolls off like seams, like a soft sigh from lips. The one who weaves gold gazes past me, fixed on something much further, the network of threads that entwine all beneath the heaven and earth. The only challenge that she relentlessly dedicates herself to is weaving the fate of Okama into flawless, seamless outcome. A long line stretched across the square. I'll start that one again. A long line stretched across the square. Merchants, shopkeepers, and even high society elite all lined up together without distinction. At the head of the line was the path to Aglaya's abode. Is the holy city's fashion trendsetter going to reveal her newest masterpiece?
She's about to get rid of her failed pieces!
Now I see why the Holy City is free of worries. Even as the inn nears, they're still obsessed with lavish clothing.
New to Okama, a visitor from elsewhere ends up utterly bewildered at the sight. It is said that a family of priests who worship Amnestia go way back with the Weaver. But her impeccable gift for weaving isn't meant to serve anyone's pursuit for pleasure. What was once a sacred duty was misunderstood by the beauty-obsessed, who mistook fallen shreds for priceless treasures.
Are flawed creations really still worth the people's adoration?
The Weaver shakes her head. She seems to have forgotten something. It is precisely the flawed hero who walks ahead of the crowd, who casts a long shadow over the world, and who strides towards everlasting daylight. There are nevertheless people whom the Weaver is willing to sew and tailor for. Her conditions are beauty sharp as a blade, and the pursuit of beauty.
Me! I want to be showered with a thunderous ovation and lots of flowers.
A melodramatic poet speaks out.
I want to stir her emotions.
The voice of a blushing young boy.
Do I fit the bill? My sister and I are refugees from the Abyss. I want to get a pair of shoes for her.
A seated child speaks up. Next to him is a barefooted girl, staying silent with her head kept low. Unfortunately, gold threads are willful things. They are never swayed by sympathy or pity. A tense and worried look surfaces on the young child's countenance. The specks of dirt on his face brought back memories of a past encounter. The Weaver begins.
Children in the city.
As messengers of Yanis, they will bring him the shoes he hopes for. Okay, that is lore. And the Flame Chaser's path has been lit. Okay, I was wondering about that, because the first time we just got like one story from Mighty, and I was like, how are we going to fill all these things in? But obviously, once we finished the quest, we got a whole bunch of little story fragments. Mem! Did you used to take breaks during your travels? Some things are beyond my control. I have to wait for the next patch. Life's about destined path and unexpected adventures. Me mem, me mem, me mem. They'll be in the next update. Until next time. ma'am. And there we go. We get... well, we have a whole bunch of jades and eidolons and relic remains. And a whole bunch of jades from this one. And there we go. I believe that makes us... so there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just opened up for me. One thing I'm going to do is just run up here and cash in my ambrosia. Ripples start to form in the bowl, rolling endlessly. The murmuring water whispers of revelry. The undulating tidal patterns like tiny waves, like this small space has also become a roiling ocean. Ah, absolute bliss! 'Tis the pinnacle of bliss! Such long-awaited satisfaction. Thank you, my dear. This ambrosia has sobered me up a little. The visage of your reflection is so good-looking that I can't help but get all stirred up. I think I'm very pretty, too. Time, how long has passed? Oryx, you move fast. The starry sky I see, she still hasn't given up. You are also a fool in this banquet. Dance hard then, indulge hard, wastes time hard, little fishy that wants to swim to tomorrow. I am indeed fishy. When your banquet ends, the absurdity that you will see when you sober up will be the price of buying inebriation. What are you even saying? Ambrosia, ambrosia. The tide's voice is languid once more, its words fragmented like water splashes. It seems this basin's desire for liquid is insatiable, an ever unquenchable patron of ambrosia. Let's hit that libation button.
The sea! The sea is right here!
Aha, so we have all the eidolons we need and we're just making our way down to the treasure gadget. Although we do have Herta, so we can always find treasure. And that, I suspect, means that we get 3, 2, and 1, and that's the important one because I've been stacking crit damage and absolutely 0 crit rate on this character, which is why her ultimate has hit like a wet noodle. And there we go. We have some side quests that are opening up, probably through these messages from Aglaya and Trebi, and I'll decide whether the side quests are worth recording or not. But for the time being, if we look up to the sky, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 core flames activated, which means that we have completed the main quests for this version, and it has been a very interesting story. We're kind of at a bit of a cliffhanger here in that we really have no idea what's going with Phainon. He's in the middle of his trials. Is he or is he not going to succeed? What is his fate going to be? Is he going to be a good guy or a bad guy in the end? We don't know. And March is slowly being re-encased in her ice block, which is not a good thing as well. But we have connected to the remembrance, and if anything is going to save March, it's that connection to the remembrance. And also the fact that Herta has captured one of the agents of the remembrance, the memo keepers, who may also play a part in this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the next patch and the subsequent patch and the subsequent patches, because unlike previous versions where the main story was pretty much guaranteed to be done in 3 or 4 patches and then everything else was filler until the next version, they've kind of promised that the main story in this one is going to stretch out all through to like 3.7-ish, so it's going to be a long story, and I imagine we're going to find out a lot as we go along. So thank you if you have been following along with this story with me, and I will continue to post new episodes of my replay of previous storylines in Honkai Star Rail, and I may record some of the side quests if they turn out to be interesting. But other than that, if you are only interested in new stuff, I will definitely be doing this for subsequent patches, because it's been a lot of fun forcing myself to slow down and actually read quest text, even like read it aloud and appreciate what is going on and not have to rewind and say, what the hell happened there again? But anyway, thank you again for following on with me, and I will see you next time in whatever form next time takes. Enjoy yourself.
Noise.